It might be the dead of winter, but the gardening season isn't far off. I know, because I was at my parents' farm around New Year's, and when I picked up the mail down at the road one day, there was a seed catalog in the mailbox. They got another one a few days before that, too. Where there are seed catalogs, can gardens be far behind? Gardens are wonderful things. In fact, the whole Earth crowd says all us grey masses that live in the suburbs of North America have the ideal ratio between humans and land for permaculture. That's a system designed to feed a family on a small plot of land while protecting the environment. At least that's what a fellow writing in the Whole Life Times from Massachusetts maintains. Could be he's right, too. The gardening statistics are pretty impressive. About half of Canadian households have gardens, and they average around 600 square feet. Those gardens produce almost 20% of the nation's vegetables. Not bad for a bunch of amateurs. Part of the secret, of course, is that gardeners get anywhere from 4 to 6 times as much production out of their little plot of soil as a farmer would. That's because the gardener spends a lot more time out there weeding and watering and whispering sweet nothings to the plants. There's something satisfying about growing a garden, too, even if it's not a very big one, and even if it yields mostly quackgrass and thistle salads, like mine has for the last while. They break with the snobbery of lawns, too. Back when lawns first became popular, they were essentially a petty imitation of the grand parks of the English gentry. If you had a bit of grass and a couple of trees, you were somehow a little closer to nobility than those with none. Of course, nobility means wealth and lack of want, so the ancient yuppies with lawns would never stoop to having a garden, because that would imply the embarrassing need to grow food. We seem to have gotten over that silly notion, but the whole Earth folks maintain we could get an awful lot more production out of our lawns. There are more than 30 million acres of lawn in North America, and that's enough grass to cover the state of Indiana. That all takes a lot of water and other agriculture stuff like fertilizers and pesticides, too. We use about a third as much phosphate on our lawns, for example, as is used to grow food in India. Maybe it is a bit wasteful to use all those agriculture supplies just to grow grass, and then swear at the grass every weekend because it needs cutting. Maybe we should put more of our lawns into gardens. That would make good use of the land we took out of production when we expanded our cities. Gardens are easier on the soil than farming is, too. The average acre of farmland loses about 3 or 4 tons of topsoil every year to erosion. Gardens don't. Our cities are mostly covering our very best farmland, too, so we almost have a duty to grow food on what we still can. In fact, if you haven't got your seed catalog yet, maybe you better order one. Hurry, though. Remember, some people already have theirs, and they're probably ordering the best seeds right now. I'm Noel McNaughton.